this really is amazing to stand here right now. I want to remind y'all that when Hurricane Katrina made landfall, it's estimated that there was somewhere around a wall of water that was about 25 feet high that was right here. The water came along the MRGO, came along the GIWW, and this was just this major confluence. This Golden Triangle area, this wall of water went in and just sacked New Orleans, sacked Jefferson Parish. It was complicated further by water coming the Industrial Canal. This project right here, everything you're seeing right here, this whole wall, this was on the back of an envelope. On the back of an envelope after Hurricane Katrina. This was on just sketched out. There are other parts of this project that have been around, literally date back to the 1960s and 70s. This was on the back of an envelope. After Hurricane Katrina, this structure, nearly $1.5 billion, was completed about 5 or 6 years after that. This is absolutely amazing. It's incredible, incredible feat. But let me tell you something, a little bit about how we got here. We got here because there were projects that had been devised for this area, to protect this area, that, as I said, they date back to the 60s and 70s. And those projects were moving along way too slow. And what we're talking about, what we're celebrating right now, all this is on the backs of about 1,500 of our fellow brothers and sisters that perished in Hurricane Katrina. All this is on the backs. Senator Kennedy talked about the cost to the taxpayers. I want to remind y'all, we spent about $150 billion of American taxpayer funds responding to what happened here with Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Rita in 2005. $150 billion, 1,500 lives. The mayor talked about how we've got to look at all this stuff holistically. We've got to build levees, we have to build pump stations, we have to restore our barrier islands, we have to restore our wetlands. This is a system. My gosh, shame on us if we ever get complacent, if we ever slide back into that old approach, that old system of being complacent. It shouldn't have taken those lives, it shouldn't have taken those dollars to get us here. But look, this is an amazing accomplishment, and as so many people have said, there are hundreds and thousands of people that have contributed to what we're celebrating today. And you know what? Senator Kennedy, it was 14 or 15 billion dollars, but this thing, it's worth every single penny. And I know you know that. There were people after Hurricane Katrina that were questioning whether we should come back here, whether we should even rebuild here. Look, this is one of the most amazing places on earth. The people here are great. The resources here are amazing. And look at it exploding and flourishing now. This place is worth protecting. It's worth every single penny. And as noted, in 2012, Hurricane Isaac, you remember, it's sitting right there. It wouldn't move. This thing protected our community. This system protected our community. And Hurricane Ida had all kinds of reporters calling us from Louisiana and across the country saying, do you think it's going to flood? Is that system going to hold? And I told him then, so there's no doubt in my mind. I have every bit of confidence that system's not going anywhere. And it performed. It has paid for itself. But I also want to remind you, moving a little bit over to the west from here, a little bit over to the west, we have President Jewell coming up. The Upper Barataria system going to protect 7 or 8 parishes, all the way up from St. Charles and Lafourche up to Ascension Parish. We just passed a provision through the House Committee to authorize that $1.5 billion project. And like I said about not being complacent, look, yeah, we spent $14 or $15 billion doing this, but you know what? We're not done, and we should never stop. We just authorized an additional $1.8 billion to improve this system, to make sure that we continue raising it, widening it, making sure that it's stronger as we learn more about changing conditions and what the future is going to look like. It's awesome that we're here today. This is an incredible engineering feat. But we've got to remember the lessons learned from Hurricane Katrina. This is a system. Our barrier islands, our coastal wetlands, our natural forest and other barriers, as well as our walls, pump stations. It all goes into this system. And we can't ever stop improving, ever stop learning from our mistakes and successes and continue building. Because I'll say it again, South Louisiana is worth protecting.